What if one simple teaspoon, just a teaspoonful of the right natural oil taken with care each morning, could quietly yet powerfully restore the masculine vitality that years have slowly taken away? Every morning, millions of men over 60 wake up feeling like shadows of who they once were. The energy that used to surge through their bodies now feels distant. Confidence that once came naturally now seems like a memory. But what if I told you that this small daily act, one humble teaspoon from your kitchen, could begin reversing this decline in ways that might surprise you? My name is Dr. Eva Hart, and I am a certified urologist with 14 years of specialized experience helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality. In my practice, I have witnessed thousands of men transform their lives not through expensive procedures or synthetic medications, but through understanding how their bodies truly work and what nature has already provided for us. I know this topic can feel uncomfortable to discuss. For many men, admitting that things have changed feels like admitting defeat. But silence does more harm than honesty ever could. What we are going to explore today is not about shame or inadequacy. This is about understanding that your body is still capable of remarkable renewal when given the right support at the right time. In this video, I will share the science behind one powerful morning practice that addresses the root cause of declining male vitality. This is about more than just performance. This is about reclaiming your confidence, your energy, and your sense of masculine identity that age cannot steal from you when you know how to fight back naturally. Stay with me until the end, because what I reveal in the final moments could change how you approach your health and vitality forever. And if this message speaks to you, share in the comments what resonates most. Your voice helps me create content that truly serves men like you who are serious about natural restoration. But first, let me tell you about something most doctors will never mention during your routine visits, something that could be sabotaging your masculine energy right now. Here is something that quietly undermines masculinity after 60, yet most men remain completely unaware it is happening to them every single day. Your blood vessels, specifically the delicate inner lining called the endothelium, begin to lose their flexibility and responsiveness with each passing year. This is not just about circulation to your heart or brain. This affects every aspect of male function, including testosterone production, sexual response, and overall energy levels. When I explain this to patients in my clinic, I often use this analogy that makes everything clear. Imagine your blood vessels as garden hoses throughout your body. When you are young, these hoses are flexible, wide open, and water flows powerfully through them with tremendous force. But as years pass, the hoses become stiff, narrow, and develop restrictions that choke the flow. The water still moves, but with far less force and volume than your body needs. This is exactly what happens inside your body as you age. The endothelium loses its ability to produce nitric oxide, the crucial molecule that tells blood vessels to relax and expand when your body needs increased blood flow. Without adequate nitric oxide production, blood flow becomes sluggish everywhere, including to the areas that matter most for masculine vitality and confidence. One man who came to see me, James, age 64, described it perfectly when he sat in my office looking frustrated and defeated. He said, "Doctor, I feel like my body is running on half power. Everything takes more effort than it used to, and nothing feels as strong or responsive as it was even 5 years ago." James was not describing a disease or medical condition. He was describing what happens when the foundation of circulation begins to deteriorate naturally with age. The remarkable truth is that nature has provided a solution that has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years. Extra virgin olive oil contains specific compounds that can help restore endothelial function and support healthy circulation throughout your entire body. But not just any olive oil will work, it must be the right type, taken the right way at the right time. But here is what makes this approach truly powerful and different from everything else you may have tried. Unlike synthetic solutions that force temporary changes in your body, high-quality olive oil works with your body's natural systems to create lasting improvement that builds over time. Key is understanding that this single teaspoon works on multiple levels simultaneously, addressing the root causes rather than just masking symptoms. I have noticed something remarkable in my years of practice working specifically with men over 60. Men who incorporate high-quality olive oil into their daily morning routine consistently report improvements that go far beyond what any single supplement or medication typically provides. This is not coincidence or placebo effect. This is biochemistry working exactly as nature intended when given the right raw materials. Extra virgin olive oil contains powerful polyphenol, particularly compounds called oleacein and oleocanthal that most people have never heard of but are absolutely crucial for vascular health. These natural substances act as potent antioxidants, reducing the chronic inflammation that damages blood vessels over time and steals your masculine energy. When inflammation decreases throughout your body, circulation improves dramatically. When circulation improves, everything else begins to function better automatically. The oil also provides healthy monounsaturated fats that your body uses as building blocks to produce hormones, including testosterone. Many men over 60 experience significant hormonal decline not because their bodies have stopped working properly, but because they lack the raw materials needed for optimal hormone production. It is like trying to build a house without having enough bricks. One patient shared with me a story that perfectly illustrates this principle. Through just 3 weeks of taking quality olive oil each morning on an empty stomach, he noticed his energy felt more stable throughout the entire day without the afternoon crashes he had been experiencing. Through 2 months of consistency, he reported improvements in areas he had not even expected to change. His sleep became deeper and more restorative, his mood more balanced and positive, and yes, his intimate confidence began returning naturally without any artificial enhancement. Key lies in consistency and quality working together over time. When you provide your body with these beneficial compounds daily, you are not forcing unnatural changes or creating dependency. You are supporting the natural processes that may have been starved of proper nutrition for years or even decades. What makes this approach particularly effective for men over 60 is that it addresses multiple interconnected systems simultaneously. While conventional treatments often target one specific issue in isolation, olive oil nourishes your cardiovascular system, supports natural hormone production, and provides antioxidant protection all at once. This creates a synergistic effect that amplifies the benefits. If you are following along and this information is making sense to you, type a plus sign in the comments below. It helps me know that this scientific approach resonates with men who are serious about natural restoration rather than quick fixes. But understanding the science is just the beginning of your transformation. The real changes happen when you know exactly how to implement this practice for maximum benefit in your daily life. Here is what most men get completely wrong when they try to use olive oil for health benefits, and why so many fail to see the results they are hoping for. They treat it like any other supplement, taking it randomly throughout the day or mixing it with meals without understanding how this affects absorption and effectiveness. But research shows that timing and method dramatically affect how well your body can absorb and utilize these beneficial compounds. The difference between success and disappointment often comes down to these crucial details that no one talks about. The most powerful approach is remarkably simple yet precise. Take 1 teaspoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil first thing in the morning on an empty stomach before consuming anything else. This ensures direct absorption into your bloodstream without interference from other foods that can block or dilute the beneficial compounds. I always tell my patients to think of this as feeding their circulation system directly, like giving premium fuel to a high-performance engine. When your stomach is empty, the beneficial compounds in olive oil can be absorbed quickly and efficiently through your intestinal wall. Within minutes, these compounds begin working on your endothelial cells, supporting nitric oxide production and improving blood vessel function throughout your entire body. Quality of oil makes an enormous difference in results, perhaps the most important factor of all. You want 100% pure, cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil stored in dark glass bottles that protect it from light damage. Look for oils that specify first cold press on the label and avoid anything labeled light, refined, or blended. These processing methods strip away the very compounds that provide the health benefits you are seeking. Many men ask me about enhancing this practice for even better results. Adding a small squeeze of fresh lemon juice can boost the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and provide additional vitamin C for circulation support. A tiny pinch of black pepper contains piperine, a compound which research shows can increase the bioavailability of beneficial compounds by up to 2,000% in some cases. But here is the most important part that determines whether this works for you or not. This is not about perfection or never missing a day. This is about consistency over time. Even if you occasionally forget during travel or busy periods, returning to this practice daily will provide cumulative benefits that build month after month. Countless men tell me the same thing after implementing this routine properly. Within the first 2 to 3 weeks, they notice subtle but meaningful changes in how they feel. Energy feels more steady throughout the day. Sleep quality improves noticeably. Mood becomes more balanced and resilient. And gradually, areas of intimate function begin responding more reliably and naturally. The beauty of this approach is its elegant simplicity. No complex schedules to follow, no expensive equipment to buy, no embarrassing pharmacy visits or prescription renewals. Just 1 teaspoon of nature's medicine, taken mindfully each morning as a powerful investment in your long-term vitality and masculine confidence. This foundation creates the perfect internal environment for what I want to share next about optimizing your body's natural restoration processes at the hormonal level. Most doctors focus only on treating symptoms after problems have already developed, but I want you to understand something much deeper about how your body creates and maintains masculine energy throughout your lifetime. Testosterone production does not happen in isolation or by accident. It requires specific building blocks, optimal circulation, and the right internal environment to function at peak levels. This is where olive oil becomes particularly valuable and irreplaceable for men over 60. The healthy fats in quality olive oil provide cholesterol, which your body uses as the essential foundation for testosterone production. Many men do not realize that without adequate healthy fats in their diet, hormone production naturally declines much faster than it should, creating a cascade of problems. But circulation plays an equally important role that is often completely overlooked. Your testosterone-producing cells, primarily located in your testes, need robust blood flow to receive nutrients and oxygen for optimal function. When circulation is compromised throughout your body, these cells cannot perform at their best, regardless of what other supplements or treatments you might be using. I often explain to patients that supporting testosterone naturally is like tending a garden with patience and wisdom. You cannot force plants to grow faster than nature intended, but you can provide rich soil, adequate water, and proper conditions. Then nature does what it does best, creates abundant, sustainable growth. One gentleman, after following this approach consistently for several months, told me something that perfectly captured this principle in action. He said, "Doctor, I do not feel artificially pumped up or unnaturally energized like I did with some supplements I tried before. Instead, I feel like myself again, but stronger, more balanced, and more confident than I have in years." This is exactly what natural hormone support should feel like when done correctly. Not forced, artificial, or unsustainable, but like your body remembering how to function optimally with the right nutritional support. The olive oil practice works so effectively because it addresses the foundation rather than forcing temporary changes that cannot be maintained. It nourishes the systems that produce hormones naturally while simultaneously supporting the circulation needed to deliver those hormones effectively throughout your entire body. When these interconnected systems work together properly, men often experience improvements that extend far beyond what they initially expected when they started. Energy becomes more consistent from morning to evening. Sleep quality improves significantly. Mood stabilizes and becomes more resilient to stress. And yes, intimate function responds more reliably and naturally without artificial stimulation. This holistic improvement happens because you are supporting your body's interconnected systems rather than trying to force one specific outcome in isolation. Your body already knows how to be vital and strong. Sometimes it just needs the right nutritional support and conditions to remember and express that natural vitality. But knowing about olive oil and hormones is just the beginning of maximizing your potential. There are specific ways to amplify its effectiveness that most men never discover. The difference between men who experience dramatic, life-changing improvements and those who see only modest changes often comes down to how they approach this practice and what else they do to support their natural restoration. Let me share what I have learned from working with thousands of patients about optimizing natural vitality enhancement. First, consistency creates compound benefits that multiply over time. Your endothelial cells begin responding to the powerful antioxidants in olive oil within hours of consumption, but the real magic happens over weeks and months of consistent daily practice. Each day of this practice builds on the previous day, creating stronger, more flexible blood vessels and progressively better hormone production. Second, quality matters significantly more than quantity in this case. 1 teaspoon of truly excellent, properly stored olive oil provides more measurable benefit than larger amounts of inferior processed products. Polyphenol content in high-grade extra virgin olive oil can be 10 times higher than in refined alternatives, making the investment in quality absolutely worthwhile. Third, mindset amplifies physical benefits in ways that science is only beginning to understand. When you take your morning olive oil, do it with genuine intention and gratitude. This is not just about consuming nutrients mechanically. You are actively choosing to support your body's natural vitality and making a commitment to your long-term health. This mental component enhances the physical effects through mind-body connections. Many patients tell me that this simple ritual becomes the foundation for other positive changes throughout their lives. When you start your day by intentionally investing in your health, you naturally make better choices throughout the remaining hours. Better food decisions, increased movement and exercise, improved sleep habits. All because you began with one intentional act of self-care and respect for your body. The ripple effects extend into relationships and social interactions as well. When you feel stronger, more energetic, and more confident in your physical capabilities, you engage differently with your partner, your family, your work, and your community. Confidence in one area spreads naturally to other areas of life. But perhaps most importantly, this practice helps men reconnect with their bodies in a positive, supportive way rather than with frustration or resignation. Instead of viewing aging as an inevitable decline that must be accepted, you begin to see it as an opportunity to support your body more intelligently and effectively than ever before. If you have tried other approaches in the past that did not work or provided only temporary results, do not let past disappointments prevent you from trying this natural method. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are also the simplest ones, hiding in plain sight. However, there is one crucial factor that determines whether this approach will work for you or not, and most men never address it. What I am about to share might be the most important part of this entire video. All the olive oil in the world will not help if you are unknowingly working against your body's natural restoration processes through other lifestyle factors. The foundation that makes everything else possible is understanding that your body genuinely wants to be vital and strong at any age. When things decline, it is usually because something is interfering with natural processes, not because your body has forgotten how to work properly. This means supporting restoration is often about removing obstacles as much as adding beneficial practices. Chronic stress, poor sleep, inflammatory foods, and sedentary habits all work against the benefits of even the best natural supplements. The olive oil practice becomes most powerful when it is part of a lifestyle that supports rather than undermines your natural vitality. This does not mean perfection, it means awareness and gradual improvement. Many patients discover that as their circulation improves from the olive oil practice, they naturally want to move more and take better care of themselves. Practice creates positive momentum that spreads throughout all areas of health. Your masculine vitality can be restored naturally, but it requires consistency and working with your body rather than against it. When you understand this foundation, everything else becomes possible. Your masculinity can be restored naturally. Start tomorrow morning with 1 teaspoon of high-quality extra virgin olive oil on an empty stomach. Give this practice 1 full month for lasting results. If this video helped, subscribe and share it with other men. What resonated most with you? Share in the comments and let me know what topics you would like next. Your best years can still be ahead of you, starting with one simple choice each morning.